This episode is presented by DoorDash. Use promo code YouCanSit when you download the DoorDash app for 50% off, up to a $20 value and 0 delivery fees.
Ramble.
Thank you to DoorDash, BetterHelp, Chime, and Bare Necessities for sponsoring this episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of You Can Sit With Us. I'm one of your hosts, Becky, and I'm joined by Matt.
Hello.
We have Maggie.
Hello.
We've got our Rainie on the ones and twos.
Hi.
And today, a very special guest, a much requested guest. I would say also a much requested guest by these hosts.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. We've been asking for a
I've
long
been
time.
hiding her.
Yeah.
For Magali Bustamante is here with us.
Mis amores. How are you?
Hello.
Nice to be here.
I know. My mom spent the night last night in preparation for this episode.
I couldn't sleep.
You couldn't sleep. She was so nervous.
Too excited.
Did Maggie tell you there was anything she didn't want you to talk about? Because I think we should start with those stories.
Let
What do I
me
say?
think about it. Yeah, no, we can go ahead and embarrass her.
Yeah?
A little
Okay.
bit.
Embarrass her, yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
I mean, we should probably start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Was Maggie an easy birth? A hard birth? Did she
we're
grab
going
onto
back
the
there.
insides and try
Did she
and
cry a lot?
stay?
Yeah. Did I dance a lot? Did I?
You did. Actually, you cry a lot and you have really strong lungs. Because the story
Not
that
much has changed.
No, the story that my husband told me when we were in the hospital, of course I was in the room, he was coming back the next morning to see us with my mom, and just like passing the nursery, she
So
said
this was
that
back in the day.
back in the days,
they would separate the babies.
right? And
now,
he was
baby
listening
sticks
this
with
baby on and on crying strong.
It was me.
And then when they saw him, said, "Oh, Mr. Bustamante, I'm glad you are here. We are gonna move your baby with the mom." And it was her, the one crying.
It was me.
Disturbing all the other babies.
And
And
actually,
like L&D and like newborn nursery nurses are used to consoling newborn babies, which is shocking to me that I was just inconsolable.
yes, actually, you were persistent, and that's something that is really good. Now that you're an adult woman, it's like
Yeah.
you get what you decide to get.
Yeah. Well, I just loved you so much, Mom. I was like always so attached to you. So I'm like, what the
that's
hell
true.
am I doing
She
here?
was very attached to me.
Was she more of a mama's girl
Yes.
than a daddy's girl?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
They called me chicle, which means
Chicle
bubble
bubble-
gum. in Spanish.
all the time with me. Yeah, it's like it was
My
a
mom
drama.
was my pop star. I was like following her everywhere. I'm like, this is my lady. This is my
Yes.
queen.
Yes.
I'll go wherever she
Magali.
goes.
And especially, you know what? She loved to watch me when I was putting makeup. And it's so funny. Even she was 2 years old and I turned around. And when I was putting my lipstick, I saw her doing like,
Practicing.
It was
Yeah.
role reversal this morning, actually, because my mom was watching
Oh,
me
yeah,
get
it's so
ready.
funny.
And she was
Yeah,
just
I
like,
was
oh,
looking
what's
at her.
this? What are you using on this?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of bronzer is that? Ooh,
Yeah.
should I get me that?
you see?
Sephora sale.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the tables have turned.
The tables have turned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And then
driving.
also she was into fashion. I remember every time that I used to drop her off at school, if I was wearing anything new, I remember this specific. I don't know if you remember this, the long denim skirt.
No.
Yeah,
Very
tight.
90s.
Yeah. And I said, I got out of the car. I was walking with her. She got into daycare and said, "My mom, look at my mom. She got the beautiful skirt."
Hype woman.
Yeah,
I
she
remember
walked the
that.
runway,
She was my
walked the
little
runway.
cheerleader.
Goodness.
I know. She was totally into fashion.
I loved clothes. I loved shoes.
Oh, and then one thing that really surprised me was she loved to organize her closet twice a day sometime. She will
my
move-
little baby clothes.
What's happened in
I
these
know.
30 years?
I know.
No, you were like 9 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she will remove all the clothes in the closet, put it in the bed, and she move it back
How would I organize them?
by colors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not by like shirts.
No.
Oh, okay.
Everything was by colors.
I'd
yeah.
love for you to come to my class.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you know, that passion has totally dwindled every time Becky comes over. There's just a mountain of clothes.
I'm like, oh, she's like, have a seat on the bed. And I was like, I'll scooch in next to the clothes.
No, actually, she's very neat, very organized.
Not so much.
No, actually, you're the best.
You are the
Dying.
best.
She doesn't like
Yeah.
the slander.
What did Maggie What did she used to say she wanted to be when she grew up?
Actually, you know what? Maggie, her first career, I think she want to be a baker. She said, because she was a sugar monster growing up.
Okay, that's the same. That's
She will come back from school. She'd remove the clothes. And then I noticed before the laundry, to do the laundry, the packet full of candy wrappers. I said,
gosh.
Maggie, where are you taking all this candy? I said, I like it. And then she said, when I grow up, I want to be a baker because I want to eat all the pastries. I said, Maggie, you're going to have a problem.
Have a problem.
That was when Maggie had her 9-year-old.
I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? No, I loved going to dessert shops and just looking at all the confections and the fruit and the tarts and the pies. I was like, wow, I'm so happy when I'm in here. I want to make everyone happy who comes to visit me.
Yeah. Well, that's the first one. But the second one, even though she was little, she has this, she loved the elder. She was in Girl Scouts, so they normally used to take them to the retirement homes. And she used to come back and say, Mom, I love the old people. I like this old lady. And then I remember her saying, when I grow up, I want to own a retirement home so nobody will abuse them. Yeah.
Mom!
I know. Yeah. So she was inclined to be a nurse, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Do you still
And
love
babies.
old people?
I still love old people, but I don't know. Yeah. I get
Old-
really
old
sad.
people and
Old people
babies.
really makes me emotional, which is kind of you would think the opposite for when you work with children. That's a lot more heartbreaking because they have not had as long of a life, whatever. But old people, and during my geriatric rotation, I was like a puddle. I think it's just the awareness is so much more. I mean, in certain conditions that they're fully 100% there and their body is failing them, and that would just tear me apart. I just was a puddle, and I was like, I don't know if this is, but pediatrics is also very similar. You kind of have the same assumptions about kids
It's
as you
really
do
hard, especially
for older adults.
Right.
There's a lot of patient and a lot of care to both populations. So that's kind of how I ended up in that specialty. But yeah.
So Magali, you're more than a mom. You're your own individual woman.
Oh,
Tell
yeah.
us about you. I don't think we know enough about you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Well, I guess I came from Peru. I'm Peruvian.
Mm-hmm.
And I came when I was 26. No, 25.
Mm-hmm.
I got married at 26 with my husband, who was my boyfriend in high school.
Oh, wow.
But he came. But he came when he was 16. So we split apart. But he normally used to come to Peru and visit. And it was funny because it was the old way, long letters.
Snail mail.
Yeah,
The love
snail mail.
letters.
The
The
long
Pony
letters.
Express.
There was no promises, but every time that he will come, I will break up with the boyfriend that I have in that time. and it happened the same thing with every time that I came, he will say, oh, Magali, can I see you tomorrow? I said, why? I have something important to do. And then he will tell me, I have to break up with a girlfriend because, you see, but we were honest. We didn't want to, kind of play both.
Yeah.
So, so actually after...
It was easier to do. There was no social media.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
also love that you left
Just say bye.
both of you had a string of boyfriends and girlfriends that you've left in the dust now.
You're I'm back.
But actually, it was our balance because I realized why I'm going out with this guy when I see Victor and kind of move my ground. It's doesn't mean that he's not the one. So I have to break up with him.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
Cute.
So then when I was 25, I decided to come and study for a year. I came to study English. And so we reconnect again. We start dating again. And it's funny because after 6 months, I was homesick. And I told Victor, you know what? I think I'm going to go back. But it's okay. I'll come back in 3 months. And that one, he said, no, we're going to get married. And it was a surprise for me.
It was a surprise proposal?
Yeah,
You're I didn't know.
Where's my
We're
ring?
getting married?
okay. And tomorrow we're going to go and choose your ring.
Wow.
Impromptu.
Yeah. And I said, but you haven't talked to my parents. I said, "Oh, that's right. That's the old way, right?" Okay. So he
The old way.
I
so
know.
he called my dad and my mom and put him on the phone and said, "Yeah, I want to marry your daughter." And then my dad, like,
Pissed.
No. He said, "Well, how is the responsibility? And she's my treasure. She's my jewel. So I'm trusting you." Da, 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 da. So we end up getting married. And then when we did the wedding in December,
When did he propose?
he proposed right there when I was telling him that I was.
But
leaving.
how long was your engagement? I
my
actually don't know
engagement,
this.
like 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so in a year.
Wow.
After, yeah.
But-
And it's-
But that's
yeah,
a
it
short
was good.
amount of time for you.
Well, that's the
having
thing.
known someone
We
so
knew
long.
each other for
No,
so
no, no.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
since I was 14, he was
Yeah.
16.
No, I'm just envious how long my engagement is. I'm just
But
like,
it's
let's
different, you see.
go.
Yours has only been like what, 6 months?
And yeah,
3
3
years?
months, I'm like, let's go.
COVID. You see,
Yeah,
you have
you're
to
right.
blame it on COVID.
You're right.
You see, there was no COVID in that time.
You're right.
That's
Yeah.
true. There was no COVID then.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then how long were you guys married before you had?
Oh,
Andrea.
Andrea.
I always call
actually,
her. I
we-
always think Ivana's the oldest.
Oh,
one.
Ivana,
I know.
yeah.
She acts like the oldest
Pause.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Little
that's
bossy
true.
booty over there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ivana, if you're listening. We love you.
We wait like 4 years, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then we decide to start a family.
Oh.
And then it's funny because without planning, I got pregnant every 2 years. So, I mean,
Each 3 years
yeah,
apart.
no planning.
Well, 6 between
Yeah.
the oldest and the youngest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are 3 years apart.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bang, no.
Yeah, how is it having all girls?
Who's your favorite?
Oh, I love it because I grew up in a household full of men. And that was for generations. My mom was the only daughter and
Wow.
two brothers. And my grandma, she was the only girl. So I broke the pattern. It's like my mom always say, "Oh, I wish I had more daughters." So with me, with me was 3. So my mom said, "No, they are not my granddaughters. They are my daughters." So yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that is so sweet.
Because you have 4 older brothers.
3.
Or 3
Three
older
older
brothers.
brothers.
3 older brothers. And grandma always prayed and prayed. She's like, just give me 1. And then she got
Yeah.
3 granddaughters.
3 more here, like here. Have your share.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I love girls. I grew up, being the only girl. So having them is a blast, actually. Yeah. It's so funny because when I was pregnant with Maggie, we were not sure what I was having. I said, "Oh my God, what do I do if I have a boy?" And then, of course, telling myself, "Well, I raise him, with love. What else?" Yeah. So
Did you have any pregnancy cravings with Maggie that now she loves?
with Maggie, oh yes,
Yeah.
oranges. Oh
Oranges.
my God,
That makes so much
oranges.
sense.
Wow.
I was
'Cause
craving
now I'm
for
like-
citrus, and Maggie, she was a little orange monster.
Yeah.
When growing up, she would eat 5 oranges in a row.
Yeah.
I mean the cutie ones, the small ones. Yeah, the small ones.
The mandarins.
Yeah.
And now I just am like citrus spicy queen. I'm
Yes.
just like always
Mhm.
always craving. That's just my craving forever.
For that, and also for Peruvian food. Oh my God! With you, I was craving for lomo saltado. I don't know if you guys have tried it.
Oh, we
Oh,
have
the best.
tried.
Yes, the best,
It's
the best.
so good.
Yes. Well, Peruvian food is really
Yeah.
rich in flavor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Their fish ceviche, which you probably didn't have just because they advise you not to have raw fish, but their leche de tigre, that it's just kind of like a lemony, almost like milky, like broth-ish that they put on top of the fish. It's so good. I'm thinking about it right now. Salad.
oh yeah, she loved that too. Mhm.
And lots of, well, not while you were pregnant, I'm sure, but please go.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't actually. No, I didn't. Have you tried the pisco sour?
I have.
Yeah.
I really
Oh,
like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Sour.
Yeah. I like the
Okay.
texture of it. It's cool.
Okay.
I heard you had a little sort of pisco bar in
Oh,
your
yes.
house.
Narnia.
Exactly.
A little Narnia.
Yes.
I heard from Andrea.
I know. It's because it's a carving wood.
Yeah.
It's a wood
furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of look like that.
It's just a giant
yeah.
wood
Everybody
carved door,
that
and we're
comes
like,
into
what
the
is
house.
that?
What is that? That's so interesting. Like,
That's where they hid all the alcohol.
A
The
conversation
Pisco
starter.
cabinet.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And now Maggie's your second baby to reach her 30s.
I know. How'd
You
that
still got
happen?
one underneath, but
I know times really pass by.
I know.
I can't believe it. I have a 30-year-old.
I know.
Well, under 32. So
Yeah.
this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Unfortunately, life doesn't come with a user manual. So when something difficult pops up, it's normal to feel stuck or unsure about how to proceed. But that's why therapy is such a useful tool. That's why therapists are trained to be here for you and helping you to cope and develop skills that will help you navigate this complex world that we live in. Here at You Can Sit With Us, we absolutely love therapy. It's good to just have someone to talk to who's not really involved or emotionally invested in your life in that way.
As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist at any time. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/sitwithus. That's betterhelp.com/sitwithus.
It would have been so nice to have DoorDash when I was in college, staying up late writing papers, studying for that quiz. And just for $4.99 a month for students, you can get the back-to-school savings you really want and get unlimited free DoorDash delivery with DashPass. With 0 delivery fees, exclusive items, and more than 25,000 members-only offers nationwide, DashPass by DoorDash has everything you need to make this semester memorable. DashPass for students gets you delivery in an hour or less, so you can satisfy those spur-of-the-moment cravings or save even more with 5% DoorDash credits back on pickup orders. And you can save even more with an annual membership, less than $50 a year for unlimited 0 delivery fees.
For a limited time, our listeners can get 50% off up to a $20 value and $0 delivery fees when you download DoorDash app and enter code YouCanSit. That's 50% off up to a $20 value and $0 delivery fees when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code YouCanSit. Don't forget, that's code YouCanSit for 50% off up to a $20 value and $0 delivery fees with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply.
Did Maggie ever do anything growing up that really embarrassed you?
Ooh.
let me think.
Oh, I know. I just thought of one.
Meg's like, I know what I did.
Okay, embarrass me in public or just embarrass me as a mom? Like
Both.
Yeah,
Both?
Either one. Yeah.
Was she like eating her hair? Did she eat other kids' hair?
Meltdown moments in the mall, you know?
Ooh, with
Oh
those
yeah.
lungs.
Well, actually,
know.
yes. Actually, there was one of many. Because
Oh, no.
well, Maggie was really attached to me, so she wanna be the center of attention, especially with me. So when we were doing Ivana's christening, we were in the church, and actually we knew the priest of the church. He normally is a mass christening, but in our case, baptism.
Yeah.
Right? He gave us the church by ourselves.
Oh, wow.
So we have our party in there. Everybody. It was kind of private. So we are ready there in the altar, and I don't know if you're familiar with the ceremony. So the priest is, giving the blessing, is ready to pour the water into Ivana. The godmother is there, the parents, all that, and Maggie's marching around. No, I won't let this happen. And all the girls were laughing and said, Maggie, come on, stay here, come on.
Jesus is
because
watching.
I was holding Ivana. Maggie, don't do that, please. I said, no, I don't want it. And it's funny.
I don't remember this.
Well, actually, you were 3 years old, so
Okay.
you don't remember that.
Memories weren't
Wow.
forming.
So yeah,
Blocked it out.
so my mom, finally got her and I said, "Come on, honey, come with me."
Did I
But
have a
she
lot of
wasn't around.
jealousy with Ivana when she
Yes.
was born?
I mean, you love Ivana because I remember one day I caught her in Ivana's room in the little crib, and she was pulling the crib. I said, Maggie, what are you doing? I want to move it to my room. I want her to be in my room. So, she loved her sister, but there was time that, you want to make her disappear.
Yeah.
Like, One time. This is embarrassing. Yeah, this is funny. This is funny. One time, I wasn't home. It was Victor watching the kids, of
Disclaimer.
course. And
Chaos.
yeah, it was a chaos. And Victor said, oh, Magali, I'm glad you were not here. I heard Ivana screaming like, you won't believe it. He get into the bathroom and Maggie removed the little potty train seat.
Yeah.
So she sat her down and flushed the toilet. So in her mind, was thinking, okay, she's going to go.
Tried to flush your sister down the toilet. Like a goldfish.
Bye-bye.
Maggie.
I think she got that idea watching cartoons, of course, like watch her. But other than
That's
that, you love
hilarious.
your sister. Yeah.
Other than than me trying to flush her down the toilet.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
She
So
stopped
good.
doing that by the time she was in
Yeah.
her 20s, though.
There was one moment with Becky one time where we were in the bathroom and I tried to flush you down the toilet.
Maggie's always, if we go to the bathroom together, trying to get that toilet to flush on my butt. I'm like,
Yeah,
get me
so
out of here.
don't go with Maggie.
No, that's
Don't
the
go to
real
the
moral of the
bathroom with
lesson.
Yeah. Don't go to the bathroom
Never
with
come
me.
back. And then Maggie,
Mm.
same question for you.
Mm.
Was there any time growing up where your mom embarrassed you?
All the time.
Yeah,
All the
many times, many times.
All the time.
What was the most embarrassing incident?
I feel like my mom actually didn't embarrass me too much. I think the only time my dad would always like embarrass me for like car drop off. He'd like pull up like blasting all kinds of music or like would shake the car's butt. And while we were like coming down the car kind of like the conveyor belt of like drop off. And I'd always just be like, Dad, why you gotta be so embarrassing? I'd always like hide my face and he'd just like get a kick out of it. But my mom, not so much. Can't remember anything. Oh, in high
I
school,
knew it.
she
I
used
knew
to
it.
love this nude Cheetah Girls jumpsuit that was like flesh tone. So anytime people would take like quick takes of my mom or like would see her at the corner of their eye, everyone always just assumed she was walking around campus naked.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that was really embarrassing for me because everyone would always laugh about it.
Yeah, it's so funny because I didn't realize until they told me. And I said, Mom, please don't wear that jumpsuit.
I remember there was just there was like a senior year video and there's just like a video montage of just like people taking little memories. And there's one of like them panning to my mom walking across campus and she's not looking into the camera. It's like the back of her head. But everyone just like that moment and like the entire classroom was watching. It was like everyone's dying laughing because it was
Yeah, that was a big
the naked
embarrassing
jumpsuit.
moment.
The naked jumpsuit. Well, I'm disappointed we didn't get it today.
yeah,
know.
geez.
We gotta take it out of retirement.
Yeah, where is it? Is it still in storage? Probably.
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
Velour.
She's like, I'm never letting this thing go.
So good.
When was the first time Maggie brought home like a boyfriend, and what did you think of him?
Oh.
Officially,
I feel like it took me a while to bring
Yeah,
a boy
it should-
home.
yeah, because
She'd always drop me off at the local movie theater, and that's where
Right.
I would go and
Yeah.
hide.
Little slut.
but
My
I
little boyfriend.
remember when she brought Zach. Yeah, and I remember that moment.
For a second, I was like, who is that?
Yeah, that was
Meeting little
so
Zachary
cute.
First time.
Yeah, because actually, you know what is real. It's real when you say that the moms have that instinct
Mhm.
that you feel when you meet somebody, especially a boyfriend or girlfriend. And in my case, with my other daughter bringing boyfriend or girlfriend, I got that feeling. And actually, one of the time I was right, thinking, I hope she doesn't break her heart, something like that. And they did. And then with Zach, I remember opening the door and see Zach, happy smile. And my first impression was sweet. This guy is so sweet.
Mhm.
And it was funny too because Zach, even though that Zach personality, outgoing, it's like he doesn't, but he was so shy. The first two times at home, he was so shy that the first time I was with Ivana in the living room, and then Zach was there, and Maggie went to her room, and Zach was following her. It's like following her all over, and Ivana and I will look at each other. what's wrong with, okay.
What's wrong with him?
I want to talk to him. I said, okay. So I let it go, right? So the second time,
I go to the bathroom.
yeah, she left the room and Zach was ready to get in there. Oh, Maggie, I said, Zach, please, could you just sit down here? I won't bite you. And he started laughing. And then that's when we started the conversation. Like, yeah, but it was so cute. Yeah, he was kind of embarrassed.
Yeah.
Oh
He was
my God,
afraid.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably nervous.
He was,
nervous.
yeah, he was.
What did you think when they got engaged? Did Zach?
Oh my
call
God, it was a big, I
before?
think I was more surprised than her. Because he didn't tell me. Yeah, normally is, you expect that they give you a clue or tell you.
Yeah.
But Zach said, no, I didn't want to ruin the surprise. I didn't want to take chances that somebody will say anything. So that's why I didn't tell, not even Ivana or Andrea. Yeah. So he want to make sure that it was a really big surprise. And it was a big surprise for everybody.
Yeah.
And it was nice. It was really beautiful the way he did it. Yeah.
Are you getting excited for the wedding now that you've had 3 years to prepare?
3 years, I know. It's what? Yeah.
Maybe it was
getting
2
closer.
years. Was
It's
it
going to
2
be
years?
close to 3 by the time we get married.
Oh my
but-
God, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I'm nervous.
You're nervous.
Are you going to give a speech at the
Yeah, I
wedding?
was gonna say.
Actually, you know what? I'm brave enough to say, yeah, I want to do it. But then last night, I was thinking about it. Oh my God.
I know,
I'm
Zach
gonna be
and I
more
were
stressed.
before Mom was just sitting in the living room listening to us like talk through things because there's so many things on the list, and we're like, Mom, do you want to help us? Because like there's like a lot of stuff that needs to be translated, and I was like, and my mom was just listening in. She's like, okay, well, let's talk about like who's going to give speeches. We haven't talked about that yet, and we looked at Mom and we're like, do you want to give a speech? Does Dad want to give a speech? I remember asking both my sisters. I'm like, well, one of you have to give a speech, and both of them
One of
were
you
like
has
cowering.
I mean,
They were both. I'm like, who's going to represent my soul
it's hard.
family? No one. No one.
No, that was way back.
Yeah, but we're figuring it out slowly.
Yeah.
But this is your first wedding of
I know.
all of
I'm
us.
so
Yeah.
excited. Yeah.
So it's exciting.
Do you have your dress already?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Mhm.
And you've seen Maggie's dress, obviously.
Yes.
Are we all going to be very surprised?
You will.
Ooh.
Very. Yes. That's very beautiful.
We're all very excited for the
Yeah.
wedding. We are ready to partay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Celebrate our little lovebirds.
I'm so excited.
Do you have any family traditions? Any wedding family traditions? Holiday family traditions?
Well, the traditions is we celebrate the one very traditionally is Christmas. You know, like the dinner and like for example, that was very exciting when Zach spent the first Christmas with us.
Oh.
It was actually Christmaka.
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 Yeah. Yeah, Christmaka.
Yes, Christmas and Hanukkah.
Yeah, and
my mom
Hanukkah
didn't
together.
know whether or not Zach like was.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. So I
Zach
went to the
got-
store and I got lights and the David Star lights and the thing.
Yeah.
So he felt really at home, and then I got the chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We love a supportive family.
the
Yeah.
coins and all that.
Was there a dreidel? Did you spin the dreidel at all?
I think so.
No. Oh, that's right. No, I didn't do it. I
But
wasn't
we'll
sure.
keep
you know.
adding. My mom always adding to
Oh,
the
yeah.
collection. Always.
But he really he was excited. Oh, he was excited because he helped us also to put the ornaments in the Christmas tree,
which he's never done.
which he
before.
had never done. Yeah. So I said, "Oh wow!" And he looked like a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
He looked
so
like a
nice.
little
He was
kid.
taking picture with the gift. It's like, yeah,
It
that was
cute.
very sweet.
Little photo shoot.
Yeah.
What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel about birthdays?
Birthday. It was fun actually. For them growing up, I used to do tea parties, and
My mom threw a killer tea party.
Yes,
Tea party.
Yeah.
I love it. I love to do that for them. So I still have the tea sets, and I have a really good friend that helped me
Yeah.
with that.
One of your really close friends would help. There was like a very famous like birthday party hosting thing. It was called
yeah.
like Girl Mania or something like that. And they do your hair and curl it, and then you'd like do like a
A
pop.
lot of glitter.
My goodness.
So my mom
Yes.
did her own DIY for all me and my
Yes.
friends when we were younger, and she killed it. Marilyn, your close friend,
Yeah.
used to be like a very girly, like leaned into like very like pink bow clown, and she helped a lot. It was really cool.
We used to do the hairs, but actually for the hair, we took them to the garage. I mean, inside Victor set it up. I mean, he set it
There's
up
glitter
like
everywhere.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
about to say, don't bring that glitter in your house.
no, because it was so fine. It was so fine that
You're
it
still
took
finding it.
months.
You're-
Yes, still. Yeah. So we did that, and then of course taking the picture, the Polaroid, put it in a frame, do like craft. Yeah, my friend was really into art and craft too.
That's so
yeah, we did it a
fun.
lot, and I used to do the little sandwich. Like in
Tea sandwiches?
like little tea sandwiches.
cucumber sandwich.
the cucumber, but in a shape of a heart or star. Very, very chill. And the cupcakes. and, yeah.
All in.
And the tea. Yeah.
That was
They
like
have
my
fun.
favorite birthday party. We should recreate it next year.
Oh, so she didn't like her
Yeah.
birthday
Emo
party.
party.
I loved my emo party. I'm just
Next-
saying this was a good theme,
Go
guys.
from black to glitter.
She's like, for 31.
Like the
I have range, okay?
I have range. Yeah.
Well, Magali, we, since none of us in this room are mothers, we get questions from our audience sometimes that are questions they'd be too afraid to ask their own mothers.
Uh-huh.
Since we have a mother here, would you like to help us answer
Oh,
some
sure.
questions?
Of course.
Give some advice to the youth?
Yes.
To the youths? All right, Magali.
Let's see.
So these are questions from our audience. They're kind of like rapid fire, things that they would be embarrassed or nervous to ask their own moms about. So they're coming to our moms for help.
Okay.
All right. So this one is from a young person, and they say, I still haven't been kissed and I'm embarrassed about it. What do you do if you've never been kissed and people are making fun of them for never being kissed? There's some kiss peer pressure going on.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
How do they even know?
I know. When did you have your first kiss?
My first kiss was when I was 13. Yeah.
Pre-Victor.
Pre-Victor.
Actually,
It was
pre-Victor.
Victor.
It was pre-Victor. Yeah. But it was only one kiss. That's it.
One kiss
Just to
is
pack.
all-
Just to
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah.
Who was it? Where were you?
You know what? It wasn't a party and I don't remember him.
for him.
He didn't mean
Amorphous.
anything.
It was just a kiss.
No, yeah.
Just a quick kiss. So what would your advice be for someone who's never been kissed yet and they feel embarrassed about it?
I would say, first of all, she doesn't have to feel, embarrassed or get into the peer pressure. And well, depends if she really liked the guy and she thinks that, we can start dating or going out, then just close your eyes and kiss him.
I feel like I don't remember my first kiss, and I guess that's
the
like
thing.
telling that it's not so big of a
Yeah.
big deal. And you could always lie if you're embarrassed about it and
That's
don't want
another
to
thing.
continue
Yeah,
to feel
just say-
pressured about it. Like, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
How
kiss
are they gonna
police?
know?
The kiss police?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I don't
Going back to what you were saying about asking them out. Have you ever asked somebody out?
No, actually, you know what? It's because in back home in our generation, it was really into you wait until the guy ask you out. Which really I wasn't sure. Now in these days it's good. That's good that it is equal. Why you have to just give the power to the guy. And but in my generation it was a no, you wait. And it's funny because my husband, since he came since he was 16 years old, he said, "Oh my God, I'm so glad I wasn't a woman because I won't have patience waiting for somebody to ask me out." That's patience. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever sort of lay the groundwork for somebody to ask you out? Or were you just sort of like, oh, like, just wait? Or were you sort of like, hey, girl?
Actually, you know what? I think I felt very confident.
She laid down the groundwork,
Yeah.
that snail mail for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She paved the way every time he came home to Peru. You're like, hello,
And
I
actually,
am available.
Like, for example, that was another thing. Even though that, your dad was the love of my life, but in that time, it's like you don't have to show it. Like you wait until he asks you out, or even that you are dying, to ask him out. Like you just wait and pretend, yeah, you're cool.
Oh,
And it's
Too cool
funny,
for
yeah.
school.
Too cool.
So it's kind of a game, actually.
Yeah.
That was a game,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's, but once you know the game, then you become patient. It's like you know how to play it.
Yeah.
Play hard to get. That was the thing. You have to play
Ooh.
hard to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this.
Ugh. Sounds exhausting.
No, it was. It is. It was.
Yeah. I guess in the same vein of asking someone out, what's the best way to break up with someone? Because you said you and Victor had a little bit of experience breaking up with people.
Oh, yes.
Post-it.
What was the best way to do it? Was it in person? Was it
Well,
writing them
actually,
a letter?
yeah. No, it was in person. Have to be in person.
No text messages.
No text messaging. Yeah, it's even though now it's a no. How can you break up with somebody in text message? I know it happens, but
No, it happens all the time.
yeah,
I'm
it
sure.
happens all the time. But no, yeah. So actually, just be. You were honest. I was honest. Like, you know what? It's of course, it's not a cliche saying like it's not you, it's me. I never use that. I never use that.
It is you.
Yeah, I was like, actually, it is you.
Yeah, what was your line? What did you tell everyone?
My line was, you know what? I
Your
think it
breakup
would be
line.
better if we are friends. I think I really like you, but as a friend. And this time that we were going out, I realized that it's better if we continue or we turn this relationship into a friendship. And it's funny because some guys will say, oh, okay, they will go, they will be fine with that, right? But I always remember this. Oh, no, actually, he wasn't my boyfriend. Actually, he want to be my boyfriend. And I said, no, you know what? It's better, we're friends. And I was so surprised because he was the only one who said, you know what? I'm not interested in being friends. I want to date you. And right there, I said, okay, guy, get out of here. It's like,
Yeah.
Because he was kind of rude. It's like, oh, no, I'm not interested in to be friends.
Just don't you want to be
Yeah.
friends with the person you're dating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think you can be friends with your exes?
Actually, I could
So
be.
that was the line, really? Did you really
I was just trying to get me out of there nicely.
Well, that's the thing. It's because, like I said, it was the generation that sometimes some guys didn't take it well, And but I think I will prefer not.
I get that.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Who's your best friend, do you think? And can you describe them?
My best male friend or
Just like in general.
in
Friend.
general,
Yeah.
I will
In life.
consider my best friends, of course, my mom, now my daughters,
Oh,
my husband. Yeah,
Best friend club.
yeah.
that's so cute.
And I have friends, general friends, friendship, especially my girlfriends that I have been met here and also back home.
Did you raise your daughters with sort of a like we tell each other everything, or was it sort of like I'm your mom kind of thing?
Oh.
Actually, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I was very strict when they were growing up, and I said, "Yeah, we can be friends, but remember, I'm your mom." And I guess after they turned 17,
Yeah, then
16,
we became friends.
we became really good friends. And even Ivana told me, "Mom, you're so much fun. You were so strict. You were so." And I said, "Yeah, because you have to be a fine line too. Then when you're mature enough to understand the closeness or friendship that we can have, the trust especially." And they will tell me everything. Yeah, after that point, they will tell me. Maybe too much, but they will tell me.
I know. We definitely err on the side. Me and my younger sister will err on the side of too much. And my mom's like, okay.
What do you think is the hardest part of being a mom?
Well, the discipline. Because, sometimes it's like, okay, you're grounded. And it's funny because it will hurt me more than it will hurt them. Because, for example, when I will tell them, okay, you are not going out for 2 weeks, inside I was thinking, oh my gosh, she's missing so much. She's going to be missing their best friend party. But they deserve it. They have to learn, discipline.
Consequences.
Yeah, consequences, yes.
We know she was a little troublemaker.
Naughty.
Over there.
Naughty.
Me?
Naughty.
I was naughty.
She was very mischievous.
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 I was a little angel baby, okay?
No, she was really good. She was good. Of course, when she was a teenager.
I was angsty for sure. Angsty girl for sure. Guys, I have such trouble finding bras that fit correctly. A lot of them like dig into my skin. This is why I love Bare Necessities, because it's hard to find bras and underwear that actually elevate my outfit.
Bare Necessities is the biggest online intimate apparel retailer, offering over 140 of the best brands all in one place. I really love the Bare Necessities bralettes. They're super comfortable. They come in a wide range of sizes. I know how hard it is to truly find your fit, so I think it's awesome that they provide not one, but 2 tools to help you find your fit. The Bra Fit Finder Quiz, and they have a team of bra fit experts. I can tell from the quality of their bras and underwear that Bare Necessity really takes our voice and ideas into consideration. And it's great that they've built a whole private label brand from that.
Right now, get 20% off your Bare Necessities order when you go to barenecessities.com and use code SITWITHUS20. That's code SITWITHUS20 at barenecessities.com to get 20% off. barenecessities.com, code SITWITHUS20.
Some exclusions apply.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Is it checking on your credit score? Didn't think so. At Chime, that's exactly what they do. With their secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start to build credit with your own money. Chime reports your payments to credit bureaus to help you build credit over time. Their members see an increase of 30 points on average. All of this with no annual fees, large security deposits, or credit checks to apply.
So start your credit journey with Chime. Sign up only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/sitwithus. That's chime.com/sitwithus. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank, N.A., pursuant to a license from Visa USA. Chime checking account and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary, and some users' scores may not improve. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply, except at MoneyPass ATMs at a 7-Eleven or at any Allpoint and Visa Plus Alliance ATM.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the most in trouble Maggie's ever been? Like the biggest grounding? What did she do?
Yes. She was grounded and have consequence. It's about texting and talking on the phone. Oh my God. When we gave her first phone.
Yeah.
In that
She racked
time.
up the phone bill.
I did not have an unlimited plan. I forgot about this.
Yeah.
So
She kept texting and
I went
talking.
over
It was $700 in that time for a month. Yeah.
and I got my phone taken
So-
away. And so
Right.
I think I remember they were like, my dad was like, I need to see like what kind of text that you're writing that's cost, like, why are you texting so
All that
much?
smiley face.
And I just didn't understand. I probably all smiley face, little hearts. You know how like I text now where I'll like send you a line and then I'll send you another line and I'll send you like one at a time. Whereas like I could save so much money if I just like combined all those. But to compensate for that, then I started talking on the phone so much. Or I think I was talking on the phone a lot, and you told me that I had to like cut down my minutes. So then I started texting. And I used to cost our family bill so much money. And like I had no grasp. How are you supposed to keep track of how many texts you're sending?
Yeah, so in the end, it was a win-win because we changed the plan to unlimited.
That was
easy
for everyone.
Yeah, like, okay, we want to risk it.
Maggie, little social butterfly.
And the question for pre-married Maggie, is she still on the family phone plan?
Oh my God, she is. Margaret! Margarita!
I pay for everything, okay? I pay for my mortgage. I pay for my electric bills.
She does. What
I
happened?
take my mom out. I took her to Bad Bunny. I paid for her ticket. I paid for parking.
Ooh, yes. No, she is.
But I still am a trash baby on my parents' phone plan. For sure. But every time I renew, I will send my dad a fat check on Venmo. Just because it just is so much to like, until Zach puts a little ring on
That
it.
is
I do not see a world where we start our
You already
own
did the
phone
ring.
plan.
No, I guess Maggie in a way is
Everyone else is still on it.
no, it's the
My
feeling.
older sister's still on it.
Listen to me. It's the feeling of that you're part of the family.
You got a nerve, I think.
Oh my
Like,
God,
you got a
Maggie.
nerve.
So sorry, I've come between the family.
Zach's still on his family plan.
Ah.
But that's the way to feel like
throwing-
a family. You're still with us.
We're still a
So-
family.
Yeah. So it's kind of cutting the tight, you see?
My
We cannot
umbilical
let it go.
cord. It's still there.
Your dad can still monitor how many text messages you send.
It's ebbs and flows.
How do you feel about technology and like iPhones and?
Oh, I
you
love
know?
it. I like it. Yeah.
yes.
I mean, all my life I have been working with computers, even in my past job. So I'm used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, there are times that I ask for help, like for Andrea, Ivana.
Yeah.
But no, I
Or
love
social media.
Not
social
Maggie.
media.
Targeted.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, social
What was
media.
your job with computers?
Information technology.
Oh.
And back home in the bank, and here also I worked 32 years in family health with computers. So
Family health?
family health, yeah,
Oh, wait, what is that?
healthcare.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, it's just,
healthcare,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
You're
was
IT.
Yeah. Oh, she was
No,
like a
no, no,
staff
actually.
supervisor
It's-
for
mainly
social
administrations
workers and
in
nurses.
the administration.
Oh,
and-
Oh. Oh my
So
gosh,
you-
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you learn from it? Or
Uh,
what
actually,
yeah.
you know
Your
what?
life lessons
Yeah.
for work.
For work, it's because you talk to so many people, so you get to know so many personalities that you become kind of a psychologist. So you learn a lot, body
Managing a
language,
team.
managing a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard. I remember, I think my hardest part was when I was supervising and I was pregnant of Maggie, because it was my first job as a supervisor. So I have so much responsibility, and that was tough. And then being pregnant, yeah. So maybe that's the thing. That I have my theory. Maybe I was so stressed and sometimes upset that's why Maggie was crying a lot. Maybe. I know my emotions. Yeah.
Oh.
But no, then after that you get used to, and it's fun. It's interesting to see all the personalities
Yeah.
of your team
Yeah.
and the people that you support too.
I remember my mom used to take me in to like volunteer and kind of help the staff
Oh, yeah,
with
that was
like
fun.
pamphlets and like healthcare pamphlets that like gave information and resources to people in the community regarding, I don't know, I think there was like one, and it was like women's health, and there was like another sector for like pediatrics and stuff like that. And I'd like fold like the trifold pamphlets for people. And I remember going there, and I remember embarrassing you. I remember your staff members asking me questions, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, my mom like when she's like at home and she likes to wear her pajamas, she farts like us too." And my mom was
I said, Maggie.
exposed.
So every
Yeah.
time that I
That's
took her,
funny.
it's like, okay, don't go so far.
I was
wanna
like in
see you,
second
yeah.
grade. I'm just like la la la.
Yeah, but also, remember when you used to read to the kids too?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
used to
that's something
volunteer
that
in the waiting rooms.
When she was older, like 15
Aw.
maybe.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
I dressed up like a princess, and I'd read princess books
Yeah.
in the waiting room while the kids waited for their
Our
appointments.
little princess.
I forgot about that.
Speaking of jobs, what do you think about Maggie's sort of foray
Yeah.
into podcasting?
Did you see that coming?
Yeah,
An
never.
on-camera
No,
talent.
actually never. No. Yeah, because actually she, as a child, she was kind of shy. She was very quiet and shy until it took her a while to get comfortable.
Yeah.
But I know, totally, I support that. It's fun to see her.
She's
and
a
to hear.
weekly listener.
Yes, I do.
What was your favorite episode, do you think, so far?
She's like this one.
This one.
My show.
My show, of course. This is my show. So this is one in
So
my
you got
top.
to hear all the other mom episodes then.
Yeah.
Like when my mom was on.
Oh
and
yeah, I
Becky's
watched
mom.
Becky's
that.
mom.
And Becky's mom
Yeah.
too. Yes.
Yeah.
We got to get all the moms together.
Together.
I know,
I
that'd be
think
so
Because I feel like you
fun.
guys might be a wild time, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Do you have any production ideas? Do you have any topics you want us to cover?
Let me see. It's because you guys. Oh wait. And you know what? It's funny when I think about this show. Also, I think also about SAC. So it's like you guys do so many. Have covered all the ideas, but actually, but specifically for here. I don't know if you can bring Lizzo here.
My mom's like,
Mom wants Lizzo.
Bring Lizzo in.
bring
Mom wants
Lizzo.
More Lizzo, not enough Lizzo.
Oh my God, Mom, you're so cute.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That
Mm-hmm.
Rainie, put it down.
I'll reach out to her people.
Yeah, can you please reach out? Thank you.
Now, going back to your question about my favorite one, I think my favorite one, I have many, but one is the one that the secret girlfriend
The secret girlfriend.
That-
one of the first
that-
ones where we talked.
that Zach did.
Oh, that's a Try Guy video.
The Try Guys.
video.
Video.
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah, I love that one. That was my favorite.
It's good. It's good.
I wonder why.
I wonder what was in that video.
Secret.
The secret.
Secrets are no fun.
Yeah. So we have an audience question here. How to make a life decision. Big. Hello, my name is Chloe. Thanks, Chloe.
Hi, Chloe.
This question is more geared towards Maggie, but would love to hear everyone's input. I'm 22, and in a few months, I will be starting my college classes for the first time. I'm currently working full-time as an eye doctor's assistant,
Ooh.
and I have been strongly considering working my way towards nursing school, but I'm scared to commit. I know nursing school is definitely a full-time commitment. I potentially have to switch jobs to be a more flexible schedule, and I would be investing a lot of time, money, and energy if I were to pursue nursing. And what if I end up hating it? On the other hand, I have always had nursing in the back of my mind since I was little and absolutely love the medical field of work. Maggie, what do you love about being a nurse? What do you hate about being a nurse? And please be honest.
Loaded question.
Honest.
What would your general advice be about deciding?
I feel like it's a normal kind of fear to just, I feel like we have to decide what we want to be, like right out of college or high school, and kind of have that idea when we're applying to colleges. And I found that very jarring. I think that when I was applying for colleges, I like half was applying for a different major and then half nursing. So I was very like, this is a very normal response for someone. And I think just like dedicating, like my mom worked at her job for 32 years. And I feel like that thought, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to pick something and I have to do it for 32 years. That's like a lot. That's like such a big decision to make at such a young age. So I completely understand where you're coming from with all this anxiety related to what you're going to do.
Yeah. Mom, what advice did you give Maggie when she was deciding to be a nurse? When she was deciding what she wanted to do in school?
Actually, when she was deciding to become a nurse, also she in the beginning she have also the idea to become go into business administration. And she came to me and said, Mom, I'm not sure which one. I said, well, pick one. And I said, and she goes, you start with one. Maybe you can give it a try the first year and then see from there. You don't need to make the decision and stick with that. I mean, you have a year, but that's what happened to most people. They switch, careers. So I said, and she goes, yeah, I think I'm going to give a shot to nursing because if I don't do it, I'm going to regret it. I said, yeah, if you don't like it, then you
I don't
switch.
know if there's like, okay, I have had like people who started with me in my cohort in my new grad program. Some of them had started in like kinesiology or physical therapy. Some were like majored in psychology and then took like accelerated programs to be nurses. So if you decide to pursue something else, there's always a way to come back if you decide that you want to pursue nursing. So I don't think, you can switch majors at any time.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, that does come with more schooling, but I think they're ultimately, whatever decision you make, you can always kind of lead your way back.
Yeah.
The other thing about nursing and the beauty that I saw in it is that you can go into kind of whatever specialty. You can change specialties at any time. There's like
Work with
ER,
old people.
Older people, the geriatric population. You can work in public health. You can go on to be your nurse practitioner. You could go on to be a nurse anesthetist. You can stay. You can be a bedside nurse forever. You could be an OR nurse forever. there's just so many avenues that you can do. You can work in quality, which is basically like looking at hospital systems and making sure that the hospital is working in an efficient way so errors don't come up. Like that's very much, you're not working directly as a patient care nurse, but you're still contributing to the whole hospital system as a whole. You'd be a school nurse. So there's just like a lot of flexibility there. And I found that appealing. I also like that I can kind of understand the healthcare, like having just kind of a knowledge of healthcare kind of helps you in your life as well, and like helps you educate your family and your friends about things that are going on, which I found very interesting. And I've had moments where family members were in the hospital, and being able to have that background kind of is empowering. Things that I don't love about it.
Yeah, what do you hate?
What do I hate about it?
What do you hate?
I hate that the US medical system is all for profit. I hate how inaccessible healthcare is. Like being a part of it kind of sometimes is really hard. Staffing and working conditions aren't always the best for nurses.
You're gonna say long hours.
Very long
the
hours.
craziest hours. Yeah.
Night shifts, 12-hour shifts, they're very hard. I feel like sometimes just like the working conditions, like I luckily live in California, but other states don't have ratios, other countries as well. Sometimes nurses aren't treated the best.
What are ratios?
Ratios are basically like protections where like if you work on an ICU, you get no more than 2 patients or 1 patient depending on the acuity or like how sick this patient is and how much nursing care. Sometimes it's 2 nurses to 1 patient if they're very sick. On adult floors, med-surg floors, sometimes it's 4 to 1, sometimes it's 5 to 1, but it just is basically like you shouldn't have no more than this many patients. Whereas in other states, I've heard horror stories of like 2 nurses running a floor with like a couple assistants, and it just like puts your license at risk. It puts patients at risk. It makes the likelihood of errors to increase, and like ultimately,
It's a lot of responsibility. You have people's lives on your hands, basically.
Yeah. So it's not great. Patient safety should always be a number 1 concern. And I feel like sometimes the medical system is just broken.
Yeah.
Especially with like this last pandemic, it just showed it was already kind of not equipped as it was. And then you threw in a pandemic and everyone is kind of overworked. Elective surgeries and things like that had to be canceled, and just like the whole hospital system was like overcrowded and stuff like that. And it's really hard. It is really rewarding getting to work with families. It is really rewarding. I've been at the hospital that I've been at since like 2013 as a nurse's assistant, and like kids that I started working with back then are almost 10 now, or like they were 1 or 2 when I started working with them. I'll recognize parents. I won't necessarily sometimes recognize the kid, and I'll be like, wait, that's Johnny? Like, what the heck? How are you like almost a preteen? Like, huh? And I think that's really cool. But sometimes I really like seeing like the continuum and like seeing people get better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets really hard and you get into a rut where bad things keep happening, and it's sometimes hard. But the longer you stay with a healthcare system, you can see kind of the continuum, but it takes a while.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the hardest thing, is kind of making sure that you're taking care of your mental health while you like see and experience all these things and work with these families. Because it is
emotional.
It's very emotional.
Yeah.
It ebbs and flows too. So if you're not like taking a proactive approach, it sometimes catches up to you. So it is hard.
Yeah. So what would your advice be to Chloe, who's looking to go to nursing school right now?
It sounds like you're interested in healthcare. I mean, you're working for an optometrist, or an ophthalmologist office. If there was a way that maybe you could volunteer at your local hospital, there was one program that was available to me when I was in nursing school, and you could just get volunteer hours, and you could work kind of like an admin assistant on floors. So like answering phone calls. You couldn't do direct patient care, but you could go visit patients and be like, hi, can I like offer you some crayons, or like
Jello.
we're having some child life event. Like, do you want to be on the list for like therapy dogs? And you could do things like that. That's like a nice way to get involved, or any sort of volunteer work to kind of get your feet wet and kind of be kind of like a fly on the wall is helpful. And it just gives you like an experience and like an outside point of view of like the workflow, because there's a lot of things. Sometimes working at a new job, it's like a completely, I mean, the medical field, it's its own language with like synonyms and acronyms, I mean. So if there's any way that you can continue to get exposure that way.
Is there anybody that you would be like, don't be a nurse if like you don't want it enough, or if you don't like science, or like
You can't do math.
Yeah, you're not good at math.
I feel like
You have to be good at math.
you have to be, I mean, math is definitely a prerequisite for sure.
What if you fail organic chemistry?
Okay.
Should you be a nurse? Will they let you be a nurse?
Oh, I don't think you have to take OChem.
Oh, you don't?
No. That's like mostly for pre-med. You do have to take like anatomy and physiology, and microbiology, and things like that.
Germs. You gotta learn about germs.
Germs. You shouldn't be a nurse if, I mean, I was terrified of blood growing up, and I grew out of that because like I wanted to do it. That's like what I wanted to do. And I was able to like mentally get over like, okay, you're looking at this blood because you're helping someone. So like, it's okay. Whereas like when I was watching horror movies when I was younger, I'm like, oh, this is for what? But I feel like if you want to do something, I don't know if there's a quality or trait that you can say like, no, you shouldn't be a nurse. I mean, I look at my younger sister who is like very emotional, has gone to urgent care with me and like has looked at people in urgent care and just started sobbing. Like she has just like a very, she's like very emotionally sensitive. I'm pretty emotionally sensitive as well, but like I'm able to just kind of get past that. But maybe if you're overly emotional and are going to cry a lot, maybe it's okay to cry sometimes. Like I've definitely cried in front of patients' parents and like during something, that's fine. But if you, I don't know if there's
it's
like
mostly just wanting to.
I feel like if there's I feel like if there is a thing that you're concerned about, but if you want to do it, I think that there is a way
You overcome it.
to
Push through. Experience helps.
Experience definitely exposure definitely helps. Yeah.
And there's all these different types of nursing and nursing support like you're talking about. So there's a niche for everyone.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
And if it doesn't feel like you're somewhere you should be, there's always like room to kind of move around. You don't need to stay with the same specialty if you absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
Or you could like move specialties and just be in a different wing or like a different hospital, and it can feel completely different, you know?
Yeah.
So no, that was a long, big question.
That. Yeah. Big question for a big day when we're on Magali's show.
Nice show.
It's her show today.
It's her show.
Thank you so much for sitting with us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me here.
We loved every minute of it. You are welcome back whenever you want.
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you.
But until next time, you guys, make sure you're washing your hands, wearing your mask, getting vaccinated for all the things you need to get vaccinated for, peeing after sex so you don't get a UTI, and vote.
Yes.
Vote.
Yes, definitely.
Vote. Everybody vote. And if you're in LA, we don't need any more billionaires running things, right? Maybe we could not vote for the mall guy. Just a tip, not the mall guy.
Yeah.
And election day is today.
Get out there.
So
do it.
get out there.
Civic duty.
Vote.
Rock that vote.
Do it. Even if you did a
Vote.
mail-in vote, you can still drop it off.
Yep.
All good. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.